Hi, my name is Darren T. Mish, and I'm a tax attorney with a practice based in Tampa, Florida. My practice is focused exclusively on the resolution of IRS tax problems and tax planning for clients throughout the United States and throughout the globe. I decided to make this video today because I get asked questions all the time about questions that you should ask of an enrolled agent before you actually consider hiring an enrolled agent for your IRS tax problem. Now, I want to make it clear that I don't have anything against enrolled agents per se. I've trained a great number of them, and there can be very good enrolled agents. But there was a number of questions that I thought were important enough that I wanted to go ahead and make these videos so that we could talk about what you needed to know about your enrolled agent before you considered hiring them. The first question is, how long have they actually been solving IRS problems? And I think that this is really perhaps the most crucial question of all. You don't want somebody resolving your IRS tax problem if they haven't been doing it for quite some time. Now, if you think back about how long it's been since you got into this trouble and what steps you've taken to actually extricate yourself from this problem, then you realize that this is not a simple problem and it doesn't have a simple solution. So in essence, you don't want people practicing on your time. So you're going to want to go ahead and ask about their experience, not in general, not in the financial sector, not selling insurance or cars, not working for the IRS, but how long have they actually been representing client taxpayers like you and me? I think that's absolutely a crucial factor. The second question is, did they used to actually work for the government? That's important because it's a little known fact, but enrolled agents are federally licensed by the U.S. government, and they like to make a big deal out of that. And I don't have a problem with that per se. There is an exam that they have to take, and I've been told that it's a rather rigorous exam. I didn't take it because I'm actually an attorney, but the enrolled agents that I speak with say that it's a rather rigorous exam. Now you might ask yourself, if it was so rigorous, then how come they didn't go to law school, or how come that's a little bit disingenuous? Perhaps you should ask, why didn't they sit for their CPA exam? I think you might be able to figure out that question. But the other way that enrolled agents become licensed by the federal government is by virtue of their employment with the U.S. government for more than 5 years. So ask yourself, does working as a revenue officer representing the best interest of the government with all the power at their disposal of the federal government really qualify them to work for you to resolve your tax problem? I think not. Let me give you a short story. Certainly every week we file an appeal of some sort dealing with the IRS. Now, there's two common types of appeals that I'm going to talk about. The first is called a collection due process hearing, and CDP is the abbreviation for that. And the second is called a collection appeal program appeal, or a CAP appeal. So that's CAP. So I'll grant them that CDP and CAP are rather similar, and they're close. They could be confusing, but on a routine basis, I have revenue officers tell me that I can't file a CDP or I can't file a CAP because they're frankly confused. If they're confused when they're actually working for the federal government, how confused are they going to be when they're supposed to be working for you? Just something that I thought you might want to consider. The next question is, are they on a government pension? Most of those enrolled agents that used to work for the federal government go ahead and they retire from the federal government, and then they want to go out and practice on their own. They want to experiment and use you as a guinea pig to decide whether or not they're going to be able to make a living in their retirement years to supplement their government pension. But my biggest problem with that is not that they're on a pension, and it's not that they're of retirement age at all. My biggest gripe about that is if they're on a government pension, perhaps they're going to be a little less likely to shake things up. I happen to know of enrolled agents that are retired IRS agents that are afraid to offend their friends back in the local office or even at pay grades above them, like they're afraid to offend the people in appeals. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't go around trying to offend IRS employees. In fact, we have a very collegial atmosphere with regard to most IRS employees. But on the other hand, I don't have to fear for my livelihood, my pension, if I were to rub someone the wrong way. And I don't know the people that I work with at the IRS on an intimate, friendly level like those people that used to work at the IRS do. So frankly, we don't worry about offending IRS agents. We don't go out of our way to do it, but it's not something that we spend, that I stay up at night thinking about. So it's another thing to consider. A fourth question is, how many clients have they actually represented? I think that's pretty important too, because you need to know how many clients as a professional represented in the type of area that you're requesting them to help you, because that experience that they've gained working on other cases is going to be invaluable to them in dealing with yours. And the last question that I have today is, Can they provide real life examples of cases that they've actually worked on, or are they just things that they've read about in books? See, at our firm, we can usually give you 2, 3, 4, 5 examples, or even more. We can probably bore you to death with examples of cases just like yours, and we can tell you how they came out, whether it was good or whether it was bad. If it came out good, we're going to go ahead and try to emulate that, and if it came out bad, we're going to go ahead and try to figure out what we learned from those cases so that we can move forward so that you don't have a bad outcome. That's about all the time that I have today. But I wanted to go ahead and let you know that I have 15 other questions on 3 other videos that are available at my website, and I would encourage you to visit our website if you'd like to see what those are. Our website is at getirshelp.com, and thanks for tuning in today. I really appreciate it.